actually gone fishing before that.
Oh yeah? That's pretty rare for someone who grew up in Palma Costa. I mean, it's right on the water and all.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what did you think?
It wasn't easy getting a bite. It was tricky knowing when to reel in and when to let out the line.
That battle of wits between hunter and hunted is fishing's greatest joy. You'd never learn the thrill of the hunt fishing for Lady Marta, though. She's far too easy a catch.
Well, excuse me!
Whoa! Ayokasa Sagi, Sagi, and I am here with more Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of a New World. Very exciting, very good game. Let's fight this bird and see if I remember how to play.
I guess you want to die.
Come on!
Phoenix Rush!
Come on!
Won't work!
Swap us in your protection! Oh, violent torrent!
That's it?
I need to turn my personal volume down. Because it's a bad noise. Alright. Let's go do another puzzle. And put puzzle in quotation marks. Oh, that's right.
There it is! Emile, do it!
Easy for you to say.
Tenebrae is the one that's actually doing it.
Excellent point. I'll lure him away. As soon as the monster turns its back, slip past it.
Emile, Genus, don't trip.
Huh?
Why do you say that?
You two worry me.
I'm sure you'll be just fine, Emile. I'll be just fine, too.
Well then, just let me know when you're ready.
Oh my god, is this a minigame?
Shall we begin?
Oh dear.
Yes.
All right.
Come on, let's go.
Archelon, not that way. Archelon, I told you not to go that way.
You bastard!
Emile!
Get up and run, now!
Okay.
You looking for a fight?
That's enough, Emil. Let's go.
Okay.
Well, I got a free turtle. It was all very bizarre.
We should be safe now.
I can't believe that monster actually attacked us.
Indeed. Of course, even the most passive monsters will become aggressive when presented with a potential meal.
Emil, thanks for saving me.
Sure, no problem. Actually, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I'm glad you're okay.
Hey, Emil. The way you were before, was that Rattatas possessing you like in battle?
Did I change again?
It wasn't just a change, it was a full-on metamorphosis. Rattatas must be really powerful.
Yeah.
I sense Ignis's presence. There is indeed a Centurion's core here. Shall we keep moving before Lloyd snatches it up?
Right, good idea. Let's go.
Oh, this is actually... Ooh, this is exactly like the old... like the original dungeon, which is really, really neat.
You're going down! Come on! Come on! Wind blade!
Never mind.
What is it, Marta?
Be honest now. You hate me, don't you?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Well, it's been a long time since you've let me fight alongside you. Or maybe it's just that I'm weak and useless.
That's not it at all. You're my secret weapon. I'm just saving you for the right time.
Is this
And
conversation
also, I mean, you're
happening
a
because
girl,
she's not
so
in the party?
I figured you wouldn't want to end up with a bunch of battle scars.
That I'm using
You're
Raine
right.
and Genus instead.
I've got to keep my skin silky smooth and blemish-free for you.
What? Huh?
Oh my god, there's no... Well, if it's not this... I thought with the longer range of this ring, it all might work out.
I guess you want to die.
Come on!
Cleanse the defiled. Cleanse the defiled.
Crushed! I feel good today! Let's get this started!
Oh, healing power.
Come on!
Are you alright? First aid. Oh, healing power. Good job. First aid.
There are so many
You're
spells
too
being
weak.
flung, I'll never catch anything in here. Between Genus and Raine? No. That's not gonna happen.
Die, scum!
Oh, violent torrent.
Won't work! Phoenix rush!
Oh, healing power.
Stone blast!
Are you alright? First aid.
Come on!
Phoenix rush!
Wind blade! Come on!
Phoenix rush!
Oh have the right because I probably forgot to put it up on Sunday. Problem solved. I don't know where this block is to. Press it again so I don't miss a treasure chest. Nope. Alright. That's just on me then.
Be careful, everyone! Oh, violent torrent! Flawless in your protection! Barrier!
Damn it!
Savage Reaper! Oh, violent torrent! Oh, healing power!
That's it?
We must be merciless! Oh, healing power! Enhance this blade's light! Fireball! I'll help! Come on! Sharpness! Phoenix blast! Come on! That wasn't much of a threat.
Good going, she-devil.
Oh, we almost had enough fire to... Excuse me. There was no getting it anyway. Yeah, this isn't like the original game.
Let's get this started.
Oh, violent torrent!
Phoenix Rush!
Blast! Come on!
Savage Reaper!
Flawless in your protection!
Wind blade!
Barrier!
You're too weak.
Oh, we did manage to get one. I actually don't need this one, though. Sorry, Jabber. I think it's this one. Okay. Now you could go get it if you wanted to. I believe the middle area is where I need to go next.
Let's begin the research! Oh, healing power!
Phoenix Rush!
Wind blasting!
this wind monster. Or this rock
I got some good data.
On what?
You, Genus.
Huh?
middle.
Be careful, everyone!
Come on!
Phoenix Rush!
Wind Blade! Come on!
Phoenix Rush!
I think I managed to catch birds again. Oh my goodness. There we go. Black ribbon. Gauntlets.
Wow, everything is frozen over.
You said Ignis's core is here. Is that the Centurion of Ice?
No, fire.
Ignis means fire.
Wait, fire? But this place is freezing.
I believe the core's loss of control is having a negative effect. The Centurion's power is working in reverse.
So that's why it's so cold in here.
Fire.
What are you thinking, Raine?
You said that there was a Centurion of Light in the basement of the Tower of Mana.
That's right, but Lloyd took it from us.
It seems that the Centurion's cores are located in the same places where the summoned spirits used to be imprisoned. Tenebrae, are Centurions and summoned spirits related in some way?
No, nothing of the sort. Those Centurion's cores are located in places with unusually high concentrations of mana. The Centurions use their elemental attributes to counterbalance these mana anomalies.
So, wouldn't that mean we'll find Centurion's cores by visiting all the places where the summoned spirits were? There's no need to follow Lloyd.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Really? Maybe we can beat Lloyd to the cores now.
I'm not sure about that. Lloyd knows where the summoned spirits were located as well. If he's realized this, it doesn't give us any advantage.
There's no way I'm losing to Lloyd.
Genus. I understand how you feel, but the only one who can erase Emil's doubts about Lloyd is Lloyd himself.
I know that, but it's still difficult.
This is gonna be a fight. It's weird that they chose to make the summoned spirits and the Centurion cores not related, when some of the Centurion cores that we fought were what was blocking the summoned spirits originally.
A surprise attack!
But they opted to not have these things be related.
Evil forces receive!
Damn it!
Are you alright? Disperse! Oh, healing power!
Gale of the spirits of the earth.
First aid!
Shut up.
Oh, healing power! Are you alright? First aid! Evil forces receive!
have a scorpion?
Come on! Us in your protection! Oh, healing power!
I guess you want to die.
Oh, so many good things. No, I really want that. How can I make room?
Come on! Fireball! Come on! Wind blade! Fireball!
Matter and daylight, the spirits of the earth.
Get crushed! Still out light!
Do I have somebody that's not genius that can do more reliable fight in this part? Lots of water. Enough. Okay. Understood. Hold on. You don't even know what that was.
Let's begin the research!
Oh, you
Come
have
on!
one.
Fireball! Nice going!
Should have never gone against me.
Hey, Emil, I think we're pretty strong now.
Yeah, I think I figured out a fighting style that suits me, but I've still got a lot to learn.
I guess once you think you're the best, that's when you stop improving. But you're only going to get stronger. I'm sure of it.
You too.
Yeah, so let's get to it.
Scorpion?
Be careful, everyone!
Oh, there's so many of these.
Are you alright? First aid! Oh, healing power!
Savage Reaper!
First
Savage
aid!
Reaper!
Oh, we're back to... Hold on. That's something I can deal with.
Oh, healing power!
That's just not gonna happen.
That wasn't much of a threat.
Good going, she-devil.
So what did I do? I assume it was for Emil. No, probably wasn't important. Let's go.
Oh! So that is Ignis's core! Amazing! It sparkles so magnificently!
Here we go again. Again? So then I guess you've already seen my sister in ruin mode. Raine's an absolute maniac about ruins, ancient civilizations, and stuff like that. when she sees ruins.
Hey, that's just like Emil when he's in his Ratatosk mode.
Wait a minute. I'm not sure those two things have much to do with each other.
Marta, I want to see the ritual for hatching a Centurion. Perform it!
Right.
Whew.
Ignis is now awake. As Ignis's powers return, Emil, as a Knight of Ratatosk, you should also awaken to new powers.
So, now we need to recruit fire elemental monsters. That would gradually bring back Ignis's powers. And I should get stronger too, right?
God. I thought my game crashed. Oh my god.
I guess I was too late.
I knew you would show up.
Emil, wait! All right, Lloyd Irving, tell us. Why are you trying to collect the Centurion's cores?
Marta and I are doing all of this in order to save this world. We have to find all of the Centurion's cores so that we can wake up Ratatosk.
Please, give us Lumen's core.
All right, that's enough. Hand over Ignis's core.
Marta, we have to take back Lumen's core by force. Why even try to reason with this murderous man who killed innocent people in Palma Costa in cold blood?
I think I have to win this. If I want the true ending.
Come on, Lloyd. You have to tell them. Tell them that you didn't attack Palma Costa. All of these rumors about you, you didn't do any of that stuff, right? Come on, Lloyd, please answer me.
Yes, Lloyd. Is there something you can't tell us? What is it? Or perhaps the rumors about you are true?
I don't have to answer you. Now then, hand over the Centurion's core. If you refuse me, I won't hesitate to take it by force.
But Lloyd, why?
This is for those you killed! Die! You still have much to learn.
Wait a minute! Lloyd, wait!
This doesn't look good. That monster is blind with rage.
Damn it! Here it comes!
Come on!
Phoenix Rush!
Blaze light!
Phoenix Rush!
Healing power!
Phoenix Rush! Not good.
Healing power!
Won't work.
Are you alright? Too late!
Oh, we don't have very many of those left, do we?
We don't have time for regrets.
Here, you're slip. Oh,
First aid!
Oh, healing power!
Savage Reaper!
This isn't good!
It's over. Damn it!
You impact! This isn't good! Blast healing power! Cleanse the defiled.
Move!
Are you all right?
Somehow.
I also can't
Oh,
tell.
healing power.
Damn it.
These birds are feedback.
If I had more power.
Hot.
The enemy won't wait.
Be careful.
You're slow.
Well, it's just me and Raine against you.
Won't work.
Oh, healing power.
Holy shit.
If only
I was careless.
Oh, healing power. Feudal. Swap us in your protection. Oh, I'm
Damn, we
sorry.
got rocked. I didn't realize I didn't have many life potions. I think I forgot to buy those while I was in town. And grab this chest. Hello.
Let's begin the research.
Come on!
Fireball. Fireball protection.
My dog healed over so fast.
That wasn't much of a threat.
Good going, she-devil.
Let's see, let's see, let's see. You cannot heal. Never mind. Oh, that's what it is.
Maddening gale of the spirits of the earth.
Phoenix Rush!
Come on!
Phoenix Die!
Oh, healing power. Thank you. Feudal.
Oh
You
Feudal.
better not be dead.
Don't worry.
Come on! You alive?
It's over!
my god.
Come on!
Enhance this blade. Swap us in your protection.
Oh, violent torrent.
Help! Barrier.
Phoenix Rush! It's over!
Come on!
Savage Reaper!
Oh, that's
It's
not what I
over.
wanted to do, but it is what's being done.
Maddening gale of the spirits of the earth.
Move!
Oh, healing power.
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
Are you alright? First aid.
Ravaging Tiger! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
Don't rely too much
Savage
on
Reaper!
This isn't good.
It's over!
Cleanse the defiled. Recover.
Savage Reaper!
Top.
There we go.
At least make it challenging.
monster. It must have followed us all the way from the entrance.
Yeah, I think you're right. Lloyd ran off when he heard its roar. Damn it.
It may be too late, but let's go after Lloyd.
Right.
Woohoo. Okay.
Ratatask mode, huh? It can't be easy making a pack that changes your whole personality, on top of giving you new powers.
Indeed. I'm sure Emil has his hands full simply controlling the power he receives from Ratatosk, which is why he often can't control his own emotions.
Then he's just like Raine when she's in ruin mode, giving in to her desires, unable to control her maniac urges. Ow, that hurts!
Just like me. Could that mean he has another self sealed away inside him? If so...
What's wrong?
It's nothing.
Do-do-do.
Die, scum!
Maddening gala of the spirits of the earth.
Oh, healing power! Are you alright?
So sad. I think we accidentally got a
That wasn't much of a threat.
Good going, she-devil.
I guess all that violence helped.
Oh, 2 more monsters.
I'm not a monster!
I told you she's a devil.
Get out of here. You can't hang out with us. Ooh. Yeah, any monsters. That's okay. Should have more opportunities. That was helpful. Unless I'm already equipped with a bronze sword. Alright then.
Raine, did you hear that?
That sounded like a Rayard.
That's the flying thing Lloyd uses, right?
Correct. That was the sound of it taking off. It seems he's already gotten away. If only we hadn't returned the ones we had before.
You mean Lloyd's not the only one with a Rayard?
We had them too, but we gave them back to their owner once the journey of world regeneration ended.
Ewan.
Though it looks like Lloyd's borrowed one again.
The fact that Lloyd can fly anywhere puts us at a big disadvantage in the race for the Centurion's cores.
But if he knew the cores were at the same places as the summoned spirits, he would be finding them much more quickly. He must not have realized it yet. That might work to our advantage.
Lloyd is an idiot.
I won't lose to him.
Emil, hold on. What happened in Palma Costa? That's just not Lloyd.
It's not just about what happened in Palma Costa.
What do you mean?
He wouldn't even explain himself to you. He's hurting his own friends. Genus, Raine, Colette, all of you are good and kind. Good people who are worried about him. He should be honored just to have friends like you.
Emil, thanks for being concerned about us.
Regardless, Lloyd was never the sort to turn his back on his friends.
Okay. You're just gonna end the conversation like that? Should actually be close to you in space.
It stopped. stops snowing.
And get a re-outer for ourselves.
The Centurion's cores are as powerful as summon spirits.
I wonder if this means the weather around here will return to normal.
The snow will stop, but things won't truly return to their natural state until Lord Ratatosk awakens.
Raine, can I ask you something?
Certainly. What is it?
Can you tell me where all the summon spirits are located?
You're going to look for the Centurion's cores, then?
The only way that we can stop the strange weather and avoid the destruction of the world is by hatching the Centurions and waking Ratatosk. The cores are the reason we were following Lloyd in the first place.
The closest location is the cave where we found Celsius. It's near Flanor. As for the others, here, I'll mark them on your map.
Emil, is it all right with you if we go to Flanor instead of following Lloyd?
That's fine, since in order to avenge everyone, I'll need to get a lot stronger first.
Raine, what about us? Are we going to leave Lloyd like that?
Now that we're together, maybe it would be best to see what else we can find out about Lloyd.
Okay, I'm with you, Raine.
Then we'll accompany you to the port in Isolde. We can figure out our next move once we arrive there.
Then let's head for Isolde together.
Yep, looks like you won't be rid of us just yet.
I need to go. I'm shocked we're going to Isolde when the man who has the rares is like literally across from us. Well, I need to go to Troy anyway. Gotta feed all the animals. But I could. And still nothing for Rob. Should also swap out the party. I stuck my mic by accident.
Too small for me, I'm afraid.
Huh?
A size 4, that is.
Raine!
Ready when you are.
Prismic Storm!
Oh, we killed him.
Hey Marta, what's Isolde like?
It's a small seaside town that thrives on fishing. They have the second largest yearly catch in all of Silverant. The different seafood products they make there are known the world over. And everyone who visits buys Isolde's most famous souvenir, red blowfish cakes. Wait, why do I know all this stuff anyway?
Lady Marta, you have discovered one of the Centurion of Darkness's 7 hidden talents. I call it Midnight Hypno Study. It would appear my hours of whispering random facts in your ear as you sleep have finally paid off.
Isn't that sort of a useless hidden talent?
Seriously! Brainwash me into knowing something useful next time!
I should. Yes. Okay. What I need to do. Oh my god.
What's wrong, Raine? You look sort of pale.
It's nothing. I just have some bad memories of it.
It may not be much, but I'll do what I can to protect you.
Thank you. Though some things you can't really protect against.
Calm down, Marta. Count to 10.
Marta, are you okay?
I'm fine. I made up my mind. Things are different between us now. So, I'll just...
Being popular is no cakewalk, huh?
Sheesh. Like her only personality trait. Genuinely can't remember what was in Azul.
Let's take a moment to rest here.
Good idea. Come to think of it, I'm pretty hungry.
Okay, I'll fix us some food.
Perhaps I could help.
I'll help too.
Maybe it'd be best if you two set this one out. People are going to eat this food after all.
What did you say?
Just what do you mean by that?
I'd say it, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Hey, Emil, can you get some firewood?
Sure.
Oh, hello.
Emil.
Fancy meeting you out here in the middle of nowhere.
Richter!
Behind you.
Huh?
What is happening? I feel like this might be a dream. I'm very confused.
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
That's it?
Stay on your guard, you fool. It's coming.
Oh.
Mortal Spray! Enduring Summer! Phoenix Rush! Healing power. Damn it. Heal. Savage Reaper! Mortal Summer! Enduring Summer! Phoenix Rush! Ravaging Tiger! Savage Reaper! Oh, healing power. First aid. Savage Reaper! It's over! Mortal Spray! Savage Reaper! Oh, healing power. First aid. Ravaging Tiger! Too easy. Oh, healing power.
Why'd you stop healing? Like,
Mortal Spring! Too easy. Oh, healing power. Mortal Spring! Don't let your guard down until the end, you fool.
Who are you calling a fool, you idiot?
Grow up.
Damn it! That was scary.
So that's Ratatosk's power?
Yes.
Looks like that last monster had a kid.
Wait!
What?
It's not attacking us. What's the harm in letting it live? Please!
You're so naive.
Richter, Ratatosk isn't a demon lord. If you just listen to what Marta and Tenebrae have to say, you'd...
Ratatosk is my enemy.
Why? What is this? What is...
Emil. What's wrong?
I don't know. I've been having these strange visions, memories,
Memories?
where you're trying to kill me, and
Easy. Don't try to talk.
it's going away.
You should hurry back to Marta and get some rest. I'll let the two of you go. For today.
Why are you being so nice to me?
I don't recall being nice. Now get out of my sight before I change my mind.
Okay.
And don't worry about those visions. It was probably a dream. They say dreams where you die are good luck.
Richter!
Go already.
Right.
Strange interactions.
Took you long enough.
Yeah, I got attacked by this monster.
Oh, are you hurt?
No, sorry if I made you worry.
So, where's the firewood?
I'm sorry.
Hey, do you guys smell something? It smells sort of familiar.
Like someone's cooking fish or something.
Izul does have a booming fishing industry.
It smells like it's burning.
It smells more like someone's incinerating fish than cooking it.
Ah, I get it. It smells like Raine's cooking.
What do you mean by that?
I interpret it to mean you are a poor cook, Raine.
How dare you?
Forget about that. Let's go find the source of the smell.
Man, I don't know this city at all.
I thought you were perfect, but now that I know you can't cook, I somehow feel closer to you.
I'm not really a bad cook.
No, it's just that her curiosity gets the better of her.
What do you mean?
Like one time, she tried to develop spicy chocolate, and another time it was candied pickles.
New discoveries are only made when we question conventional wisdom.
Perhaps it would be wiser to first question your sense of taste.
Maybe tonight's main course should be slow-roasted centurion.
Sis, come on, calm down.
Hello, please make yourselves at home. Oh, welcome. It's 100 gold a night. We gotta find a wonder ship. Very important. Oops. I'm antsy. I'm so antsy. Welcome to Isolde. I wish I could be more enthusiastic, but right now is not a good time. contract burned up in the fire. When I get my hands on the person who did this, he'll pay. New cat's quests. I'll try and do those on my own. Probably after stream. Ugh. This is a gel workshop. We're closed today. Good sir, could I interest you in some anti-fire tarot cards? They're quite effective. What, you don't want any? Eight, 9, 10. Ready or not, here I come. Shh, I'm playing hide and seek with my dad. I'm keeping watch over the ships. I wouldn't want any of them to catch fire. Have you heard of our blowfish cakes? We're quite proud of them, but they're actually out of stock right now. I heard there was another fire.
Look at that!
What do you think happened? The smell is coming from that box.
Excuse me, what happened here?
There were seafood gels in there, but they all got burnt up.
Ah, seafood gels. That explains the fishy smell.
You say they got burnt. How?
An arsonist. Some punk's been lighting up the town. We finally managed to catch him, though.
Wait, if you caught him, wouldn't that mean there's someone else?
That bastard must have broken out of jail.
What makes you so sure it's the same person?
Whenever he sets something on fire, this strange bright light always appears. Same thing happened when these seafood gels went up in flames. I told him that dinky prison would never hold a huge guy like that.
That's horrible. We must put a stop to this arsonist before we leave.
Well, we could, but I'm surprised to hear this coming from you. You're usually all stay focused. We have to find the Centurion's cores and stuff.
What's wrong with that? It's not as if we're in a hurry.
But we have a job to do.
We gotta be Lloyd.
I mean, maybe not you and I exactly, but Emil and Marta still have to locate the Centurion's cores before Lloyd gets to them. Shouldn't we at least head to the harbor and find out when the next ship is leaving?
The harbor.
Oh, that's right. You can't swim, so...
No, she just doesn't like sailing.
Fine, we'll go to the harbor.
Hello there, welcome to the Deep Blue General Store. We've got all the ingredients in a time like this. Are we really not gonna deal with the arsonist? Oh! Hello, hello! Thank you so much for the raid! Oh my goodness. It's better. Hello, hello! Thank you so much! Hello, hello! Stream is pretty good. How are you guys? What were you guys playing? Bees. Oh, we have some space. Okay. Alright, so we got a ton here. sleep. Oh. Pummel party. I'm actually unfamiliar with a pummel party. The drawing is good. Seems to be a prison. There's someone inside. Is there really no Wonder Chef here? I'm so sad. I need a recipe that Rob can eat. No, there is a Rob. There is a Wonder Chef here. Where is the lad? Where is the magical cookie lad? Oh, it's this fish, 100%. Well done, you found me. I'm the mysterious gourmet, the Wonder Chef. I shall give you this as proof. Use it well. Thank goodness. Can Rob eat? Well, that would explain why you could buy all the fish here. Is this something that Rob can finally eat? My little ghost boy has not had a single meal because he doesn't like anything. Is it finally time? I knew it. I ain't finally fed. Right. I assume the big criminal that they found was Regal, but we're not going to worry about that. As you can see, the boat got torched, and I just fixed it up too. Oh, not you then.
Sorry, buddy. No ships are gonna be leaving port anytime soon.
That's a deeper voice than I expected out of you.
Why not?
Well, you must have heard about that last fire we had. That arsonist must be on the loose again. If we shipped out now, he might escape by pretending to be one of the passengers.
What are we supposed to do if we're in a hurry?
We just had another fire, and you're in a hurry to leave town? Seems a little fishy to me.
What did you say? Why don't you try saying that to my face, smart guy?
What? If you're saying you're not, then...
Then what?
Oh my goodness.
I can't breathe.
We've gotten so violent.
Emil, stop it! You can't go into Ratatosk mode here. Apologize to the guy.
Right. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, sure.
So, back to the arsonist. Let's find him. Once we do, we can leave on the ship.
Yeah, let's check out the jail first to see if we can find any clues.
Yeah. What's wrong with me?
To the jail. Excuse me. May I please go to, may I go to prison, please?
Excuse me. I was wondering if you could tell us anything about the escaped arsonist.
Huh? The arsonist escaped? Don't be ridiculous. He's still there. See for yourself.
Regal? Regal's in there? 100%.
He is.
What's going on here?
If the arsonist is still here, then the latest fire must have been started by someone else.
Do you mind if we have a word with the criminal?
Sure, but be careful.
Yep, there he is. He may have fancy clothes and nice manners, but that fellow's dangerous. Be careful around him. I guarantee that Regal is not in fancy clothes. He's in the same grungy jail clothes he had last time. And he's still in handcuffs.
Regal!
Raine, Genus, what are you doing here?
Oh, his voice got much more daddy.
That's what we should be asking you.
I'm embarrassed for you to see me like this.
Is this a friend of yours?
Yes, this is Regal Bryant. He was with us in the journey of world regeneration.
He's also the president of the Lazzareno Company.
Lazzareno? But they're huge! Why would their president be starting fires?
So, Regal, tell us, what happened?
To be honest, I don't really know myself. I was in town on business when I happened to meet a man named Berg, a gel maker who said he'd seen Lloyd. While we were speaking, I suddenly found myself engulfed by this strange light, and just like that, I blacked out. When I came to, the building was in flames, and Berg was lying unconscious. I grabbed him and ran outside.
Where you were arrested and blamed for all the fires.
Exactly. But I had nothing to do with any of it.
Of course, we would never think you would.
So you wouldn't know anything about the most recent fire?
What? There was another fire?
We're looking for the person that started it.
Arson is one of the most cowardly crimes. If I could leave this prison, I would gladly join you in your search.
The man you met, Berg, he didn't vouch for you?
Unfortunately, he's still out cold. He may have inhaled a lot of smoke during the fire.
Hey, Marta, do you think you might be able to use healing arts to help Berg?
I'm not sure, but it's worth a shot.
Raine is by far the better healer.
Then let's go.
Okay.
If we can get him to wake up, maybe we can clear Regal's name.
Good idea. Let's do that.
She has the unicorn.
Okay.
I heard Berg was taken to his house. Please, do anything you can.
I think I know where that probably will be. Oh,
Hey, Genus, could you tell me a little about Regal?
Well, we got to know him when he traveled with us on the journey of world regeneration 2 years ago. He's the type of guy you can always depend on.
And as president of the world-famous Lazzareno Company, he's well-respected wherever he goes.
But he was a prisoner the first time we met him, too.
What?
It almost seemed like he started to enjoy being locked up.
I wish you were joking, but I think you might be onto something there. He's mentally
What?
exhausted. We have to do something, and quickly.
Oh, this is not his house. I thought for sure. Oh, no. The gel maker was here. Right.
Raine, what do you think?
From the looks of it, he might have been poisoned by a light frog.
What?
A light frog? Ah, yes, that's what you humans call it. What strange names you have for things. Yes, this man has been infected by the poison of the Nasdrovier, the monster your people call the light frog.
Nostrovier? Light frog?
Nasdrovier is the proper term. Light frog is the term you humans call it.
Yes. We said this 3 times already.
The Nasdrovier absorbs high amounts of energy and releases it in a burst of light and heat. It's enough to knock out any creature that touches it.
Light and heat. Then that must be what's causing all the fires around here.
Of course! It must be the light frog.
It's called the Nasdrovier.
We don't need to do this again for a 4th time.
If I remember correctly, the light frog is a rare species that only lives near Flanor.
Nasdrovier.
Isolde has a trade route with Flanor. The creatures could have arrived in cargo bound for here, then flourished due to the unusual weather conditions.
So assuming this is the result of light frog poison, an antidote ought to cure him, right?
Nasdrovier.
Unfortunately, there's no antidote for the light frog's poison. It's more of a viral infection rather than a venom.
I believe Rosemary is able to counter the light frog's poison.
Tenebrae, you're giving in?
Just leave me alone.
But where do we find some rosemary?
It used to grow wild in the Camberto caves, but I heard it became extinct with the recent climate changes.
Rosemary extinct?
Great. What do we do now?
Well, we know what caused the fires. Let's explain the situation so we can leave by ship.
But what about Berg? And we can't just leave Regal in jail like that.
I don't like it either, but the most important thing right now is to find the Centurion's cores as soon as possible, correct?
Correct.
Raine, how could you say something like that?
It's our only choice. We've done everything we can here.
But I can't just ignore someone who's suffering right in front of me.
Then what do you propose we do? Keep in mind that Lloyd could be taking the Centurion's cores as we speak. And what if he plans to use the cores to hurt others?
Raine!
I can't believe you! Wasn't Lloyd your student? Your friend?
We literally just had this conversation last week.
I'm merely pointing out a possibility.
Be a man. I say we find a cure.
And how exactly do you plan on doing that? Please, you don't even have the means.
We just have to find it in those damn Camberto caves. How can you be so sure that they're all gone?
And what about the Centurion's cores?
Shut up! We're the ones who need to find all the cores. What do you care?
Oof, oof.
All right then, let's go to the Camberto caves.
Raine?
I apologize. Please forget everything I said. Come on, let's go.
What's up with Raine?
I think she was trying to provoke Emil on purpose.
Why would she do that?
I don't know.
But everything she said was right. We gotta go. We gotta stop Emil. Or, Lloyd.
I must confess, you continue to fascinate me. If we could only tap into your memories, the mysteries of the ancient world would be at our disposal.
It's incredible how dramatically Raine changes from moment to moment.
Is it? I barely notice anymore. What I thought was odd was when she was needling you with all those questions earlier.
Really? The way she is now seems a lot weirder than that.
I don't know. There was something very curious about her interest in you.
No way! She was definitely weirder just now.
Genus, Marta, may I ask what you find so odd, very curious, and definitely weird about me?
Nothing at all!
I think I want to leave the other way. I also want to save. Excuse me. Oh no. I recognize this from the first game.
There doesn't seem to be any here. Let's keep going.
Raine?
Yes?
You made Emil mad on purpose earlier.
Why did you do that?
Oh, I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to hurry our journey along.
Raine!
Emil, you probably won't like this, but Lloyd once said something similar.
Huh?
How can we go on a quest to regenerate the world if we can't even save the people standing right in front of us?
Lloyd said that?
Come on, let's keep moving.
Is it just me, or did she avoid the question entirely?
Yeah.
Why?
This is more like Ymir Forest than, what a fucking nightmare. They definitely, oh no, do these flowers work like they did in the first game? No, they're not real. Okay. I want to get to the drawbridge. I also need to capture a mushroom.
Die, scum!
No, come on! There's so many new things.
Nice going! Crimson Fury Burn! Eruption!
Oh, brilliant! Reveal your destruction!
Come on! Crimson Fury Burn! No way! Come on!
I thought I was still knocked out, so I was just watching them fight. Poorly, but watching all the same. There's probably a good way to do this and a bad way to do this. Probably doing it the bad way by wandering around aimlessly.
Be careful, everyone! Oh, healing power! First aid! Fireball!
Won't work!
Phoenix Rush! Oh, brilliant! Reveal your destruction!
Never mind. Don't want it at all. Don't even need it.
I got some good data.
On what?
You, Genus.
Huh?
Hunting sword. We just got the broadsword.
We must be merciless!
Damn it!
Torrent.
Damn it!
Cleanse the defile!
Phoenix Rush!
Fight this again.
Die, scum!
Oh, healing power!
Won't work! Damn it! Not good!
Oh, brilliant! Reveal your destruction!
Won't work!
Photon! Are you all right?
Somehow.
Oh, heat! Healing power! Oh, healing power! Fireball!
Phoenix Rush!
Are you all right? First aid! Oh, healing power! Fireball! Are you all right? First aid! Burn!
Won't work!
Oh, brilliant! Reveal your destruction!
Won't work!
Goodness gracious. I got bullied so hard. So how do we get the bridge to go down? Oh dear.
Surprise attack!
It's all a mess.
Evil forces receive!
Phoenix Rush! Won't work!
Are you all right?
Crimson Fury Burn! Crimson Fury Burn!
Phoenix Rush!
Good job! Madden and Galoth is spirits of the earth.
Phoenix Rush!
First aid! Evil forces recede! Spirits of the earth.
Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Okay.
Come on!
Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Crimson Fury.
Oh, he died.
You're too weak.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Is there anything weird? Seems weird that it would just be empty. That is the case. Oh.
A surprise attack!
We'll regroup!
Crimson Fury Burn! Evil forces recede!
Won't work!
Damn it!
Cleanse the fire!
You're slow!
Crimson Fury Burn!
No healing power!
Move!
Oh, I see. Well, I burned a mushroom and got a potato. And some lettuce. Onion. Basil. Bell peppers. This is very bizarre. I'm trying to pick this thing
Die,
up.
scum!
Oh, healing power!
Move!
Stay! Oh, healing power!
Phoenix Rush!
Are you alright? Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Phoenix die!
Good job!
Now I just want to bring them all. Onion? It's free food. And I'm about to change my thing, so I'm not gonna be able to do this in a second. Aw. I have too many carrots. So this has to obviously burn too, right? Sorcerer's ring function is now water elemental. Oh, I bet so, I assume. I'll find something.
It's cold.
Maybe it's because of the water running through here.
It's really chilly.
But it's not frozen. The water must not be that cold.
It seems that way.
Too cold one minute and too hot the next. Human beings are very inconvenient.
Tenebrae, you are insensitive in every sense of the word. You know that?
How rude. I have senses too, I'll have you know.
What sort of senses?
For example, I can sense when it's dark, darker, or especially dark.
You're the Centurion of Darkness? That's your job.
So, if I was to make an educated guess. Well, it's not what I thought I was gonna do. Ooh. Lisa. Windows Defender.
We must be merciless!
Oh, violent torrent.
Phoenix Rush! Are you alright? First aid!
Oh, healing.
Are you alright?
Let's see. Oh yeah, make sure that that's doing what it's supposed to. I'm curious. Yeah. Nice. Look at this little lad. Please join my party.
Scum!
Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Won't work!
How's that?
Nice go.
Phoenix Rush!
Oh, healing power!
I wonder
That's
if I'm
it?
better off. Maybe I should swap out Genus for Marta. So he stops adding the elemental stuff. Or as much elemental stuff, because he can do anything. Maybe the extra water will.
Die, scum!
Oh, healing power!
She does something.
First aid! Cleanse the defiles! Cleanse the
Won't work!
defiles! Are you alright? Recover!
Won't work!
Oh, healing power!
Not good.
Oh, healing power.
It won't work.
Won't work!
Oh, healing
Oh,
power.
healing power! First aid! Oh, healing power!
Roaring Phoenix!
Are you
He's healing
alright?
again.
First aid!
You can finally get him much. Yes. Nice. Fungus. Feel bad. A lot of these people have like just joined. How do we go? Oh, it's not incorrect. Somehow.
We must be merciless!
Great land, swathe us in your protection.
Tough!
Oh, healing power.
Right.
How is that? Are you alright? First aid! Cleanse the defiled! If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Then let's begin our lesson on monsters.
What?
Yes. Give me the word. Give him to me. Worm. Thank God, because my wolf's level is so high. We have a better chance than before. Too many monsters. I want that big mantis boy too.
Say your prayers.
Oh, healing power! Are you alright? First aid!
Won't work! Won't
Oh, healing power.
Savage Reaper! Won't work!
Oh, healing power!
Phoenix Rush!
Are you alright? First aid!
Won't work! Damn it!
Ooh, treasure. Ooh, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the follow. That's probably, well, I'll let him hurt me.
Say your prayers. Phoenix Rush!
Swallow once!
Damn it! Move! Savage Reaper!
Swallow once!
Savage Reaper! Won't work!
It's over!
If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Then
We don't need to hear that dialogue again. Sweet. There we go. Yes. There's no need to go to the other ones, right? Oh, there's a treasure chest there.
There are a lot of herbs, but I don't see any rosemary.
Don't give up. I'm sure we'll find some if we just go in a bit deeper.
You're right. I'm sorry for losing faith. I'm the one who said we should look for it, so I can't give up until the end.
Emil!
What is it?
Nothing. It's just... you've changed a little.
Have I?
Yes. It's hard to put into words, but I think it's a good thing.
Thanks.
Aw, that's so sweet.
It's not like that at all, right, Emil?
I wish she didn't deny it so strongly now. I guess it's my own fault.
Oy vey. Save points. So if this is the save point, what's down the other path? Treasure? Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're gonna win!
Alright, get rid of the wormies first.
Brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Die!
Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Oh, we absolutely obliterated all of them.
You're too weak.
That's not bad. We never caught a rabbit. Probably the most depressing thing that's happened thus far. Alright, so this is nothing. Nothing that I can figure out. Well, treasure. Treasure's always good. This is the other side. Oh, this will create a shortcut. Just like Dark Souls. We've done it. This will be good for later when we have to walk out of this place.
We're gonna win!
Damn it!
We cover!
It's over!
Oh, brilliant! Reveal the defiled! Swallow walks! Cleanse the defiled! Cleanse the defiled! House out!
Phoenix Rush!
Cleanse the defiled! Recover!
I guess you want to die. Won't work! Won't work!
Oh, healing power! Oh, healing power!
Seventh Reaper!
Here! You alright? First aid! Cleanse the defiled!
Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Phoenix Rush!
Cover!
Cleanse the defiled!
Cleanse the defiled!
Futile!
It's over! Won't work!
Brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Of course I won!
I want those mantis always so bad. Should be able to get back fairly easily. There we go. I should save again so that we don't I have to get that shortcut again. Save point also heals, maybe? Some of them do, some of them don't. The dungeon ones seem to. We'll figure out in a second.
Let's do this!
Oh, brilliant! Reveal your destruction!
Won't work! 7-3! You'll
Looks like a dead end.
I don't see anything that looks like rosemary.
If we can't find any around here, I'm afraid we're out of luck.
So I wasted everyone's time.
Emil, in archaeology, researchers work by starting with a hypothesis. Then, they make error after error until they start to figure out the truth. Even once they find their answer, it's often not the one they set out looking for.
Raine.
You said it yourself. You can't pass judgment until you know for sure. And you were right about that. Even with the odds stacked against you, as long as there's a chance you might discover something, you have to pursue it.
Raine's right. We all came along because we agreed with you. We came because we wanted to, and not because we had to. Got that?
Thank you.
All right then, let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's keep looking.
I've never been much of a quitter. Let's scan this place from top to bottom.
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Give me dragon.
Let's begin the research! Swamp is in your protection! Healing power! Healing power! Reveal your destruction! Heal! My way! Right!
Okay, excellent. Now we need people to start doing Okay, that's fine.
We've no time for silly games!
My dog absolutely beat the shit out of that dragon, so... It's just how it is. That's rosemary. That stalk up there that's glowing.
Hey, is that it?
That's it.
There's no doubt about it. That is rosemary. However, it appears somewhat withered. Its antidotal effects may be weak in this state.
It must be the lack of sunlight around here that keeps all the plants from thriving.
Sunlight.
It's dying because it's not getting any sunlight. I guess I'll do something about it.
We're gonna win!
Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction! Out of my way! Photon, swamp is in your protection!
Tempest Swallow! Tempest Swallow!
Barrier! Oh, healing power!
Oh, healing power.
destruction!
Well, it just can't be helped. The doggy is too murderous.
I guess you want to die.
Impart a portion of that power. Charge!
Swap us in your protection!
Damn it!
Great Lamb, swap us in your protection.
Barrier! Aurelius, reveal your destruction!
Savage Reaper!
Woo! Cleanse the defiled.
Photon! Cleanse the defiled!
We cover!
Die!
You're so amazing.
Shut up! That was nothing.
I love the way you said that.
I'm not.
Yes, come with me. Excellent.
Die, scum!
Oh, healing power!
Dancing swallow.
First aid!
Savage Reaper!
Epic swallow.
Aurelius, reveal your destruction!
If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Then let's begin our lesson on monsters.
What?
Oh, I see. I thought... Okay, I understand what they want me to do. I would not have thought that.
Say your prayers.
I had just read it. It's definitely not.
Oh, healing power! Are you alright? First aid! Aurelius, reveal your destruction!
Thing that does two different things.
Of course I won.
No, I have a mushroom. So what I want you to do is go down that second path that I went down before. I know I have the hiccups, but we'll push on through.
Say your prayers.
Aurelius, reveal your destruction! Out of my way! Are you alright? First aid!
You just killed him. I asked for so little.
Be careful, everyone!
Oh, brilliant! Flying Phoenix! Oh, healing power! Cleanse the defiled!
That's it?
So anyway, you go back this way. And this is like a different ability altogether. And it's light.
Let's do this! You're amazing! You're so amazing!
Then you go back. And are able to give the rosemary light. There's never been, even in Tales 1, or Tales of Symphonia 1, there was never a dungeon that had a thing that did two different things. And they were usually pretty obvious about it every time, but there wasn't. But like even like they would even explain what all the rings did. Once you got them, you were never left wondering like, I wonder how I use this. It's all very clear and concise.
I guess you want to die.
Phoenix Oh, healing power!
Somehow.
Oh, healing power! Healing power!
Man, I know there's some boss fight coming. I definitely should have saved back at that save point. Dragon, please.
We must be merciless! Oh, healing power! First aid! Oh, healers reveal your destruction! Oh, healing power! Out of my way! Right! Oh, brilliant! Reveal your destruction! How's that? Oh, healing power!
Did my dog do this?
You're so amazing!
Shut up. That was nothing.
Hey, I think something other than the rosemary is getting bigger.
Yeah, what should we do?
Look out! That's an Amanita, a monster.
Oh, healing power!
Alright, let's try
First aid! Souls in your protection! Cleanse the defiled! Ravaging fire! Cleanse the defiled! Great lamb, swathe us in your...
It's over! Ravaging Tiger! Won't work!
Ooh, someone is gonna able to digivolve her. Back at it again.
Whew, that was a close one.
The Amanita was absorbing all the nutrients the rosemary needed.
Oh, it looks like the rosemary's all better now. Great job, Emil.
Indeed, this is just what we need.
Now we'll be able to save both Berg and Regal.
Nice going. Way to tough it out.
Thank goodness you're so stubborn.
Is that supposed to be a compliment?
I have one more chance for this dragon. Let's go.
Let's begin the research.
Oh, healing power.
Wait. We're gonna blow it.
First aid. Heal.
Okay. If they continue to heal.
Won't work!
Oh, healing power.
Won't work!
So now we need people to heal again.
First aid. How was that? Oh, healing power.
You kill my dragon?
First aid.
Can't have anything in this house. Unbelievable. Don't even look at me, little worm.
Die, scum!
Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
So, how catching monsters works is there's an elemental wheel. It's kind of hard to see, but it's just like kind of behind my character. But so there's all these elements, and the elements on the wheel change depending on what the monster is casting or what you are casting. So when somebody casts the heal spell, see all of the elements. When somebody casts the heal spell, one of the wheels change. So now all of them will walk.
Concentrate on the battle!
Won't work! Oh, healing power!
So all of them are water. All of them, when you have, the middle symbol doesn't count, but when you have 4 out of 5,
Cleanse the defiled!
people are dead.
Phoenix Rush!
When 4 out of 5 are the same elements, you can capture them.
Are you alright?
But
Yes.
because monsters
You can
are
depend
constantly
on me.
casting things,
Thanks,
and your
Emil.
characters that you don't control are casting things, it's very difficult to get the wheel to be where it needs to be before the rest of your characters kill all the fucking monsters. Specifically the ones that you need. So, once you have 4 out of 5 elements, at the end of the battle, you have a chance of randomly catching one of the monsters that died when 4 out of 5. So it's a random chance of which monster will show up when they died at 4 out of 5 elements. And on top of that, this is not the right way. On top of that, it is also a random chance if you can catch that monster at all. It depends specifically on the monsters that you have in your party to increase your chance depending on those monsters' elements and their level. And even if all the stars align, you have all your elements, you got the monster you wanted, you have the 3-star monsters that will help you catch the monster,
Oh,
it is
brilliant!
still not a guaranteed chance that you will catch that monster.
Out of my way!
Won't work!
You can still run away.
Was that a bit too much?
Yeah, it's super obnoxious. Any one of those things could go away and it would be a slightly better system. And it's all bad. But if like one less thing happened, it would be mildly tolerable. I was supposed to go to... I might have actually missed something. Hold on. I have no idea if I'm on Richter's side quest or not. I stopped paying attention to my guide for 2 goddamn seconds. Where you going? And Azalea, approach the school for a seat. Okay. So let's go to Azalea. Hopefully I haven't missed any of this. I did the dungeon, but that shouldn't have affected anything. They're gonna make me watch me walk myself to Azalea? So we can start Alice's... If we haven't missed it, we could start Alice's side quest right here. Pardon me. Oh, sweet. I have not missed it.
Why, hello there.
Hello, Alice.
Alice! Just the people I wanted to see.
Alice! You're Alice. You must be.
And you are?
It's me, Bernie. Don't you remember? We were in the orphanage in Haima together. I've heard a lot about you. You're some amazing bigwig in the Vanguard now, right? Looks like you're doing really well for yourself. We always knew you were destined for greatness.
Well, Mart, little pet, I'll let you off for today. Come, everyone, we're going.
What? Why?
Hey.
Lady Alice, Sir Hawk has yet to rejoin us.
That's fine. We'll go and meet him ourselves.
Yes, ma'am.
Get a load of her. A half-elf acting like she's all hot stuff.
Whoa there, dude.
Alice is a half-elf?
Yep, that girl's dangerous. She used her magic to control some monsters and destroyed the orphanage in Haima. A lot of people died.
Why would she do that?
Hard to say. She got picked on a lot back at the orphanage for being a half-elf. Maybe it was her way of getting revenge.
Well, damn, dude.
Wow, so Alice is a half-elf.
Marta, you didn't know?
No. I heard that she can use magic because she uses the power of monsters, so...
But that Bernie guy gave me the creeps. More than Alice.
Yeah, you're right. Can you believe that guy? I can't stand two-faced people like that.
Okay, so that was what we need with Alice. We're gonna feed our animals really quick, because some of them can evolve. Digivolve. Genus is the best cook. Do you like a rice ball? You love rice balls. To evolve? Evolve. Need some blue mushroom. Ice ball for you too? Doggy can evolve again. What are you gonna become? Oh, perfect dog. My little worm can evolve. Wait, do you like something? Yes, you would like a sandwich. What are you gonna become? An embryo? Maybe you're just blue now. I can't remember what you like, it's been so long. Ice ball. my dog is so incredibly powerful. My dog is also back to level 1, so I should probably do something about that. No, I know. They always go back to level 1, which is obnoxious. Maybe something cool with it. Alright, so now, so that was Alice's side quest. So, assuming I did Richter's side quest to begin with. Okay, so we wanna go... I wish it wouldn't make me watch. Yeah, how are you gonna... Oh my god. I don't know if I did the part 1 of this quest, though. I somewhat think that ship has sailed. Oh my god. There he is.
It's Richter. What should I do?
Oh, goodbye. Take care. I'd like to go talk to him. Is that the correct answer?
I'll go talk to him.
Now, Richter is not as good as Kratos.
What are you
but
doing?
He's all we have.
Oh, I need to talk to Khotin. Wait here, okay?
Oh, you're just gonna straight up
Why?
lie.
I'll go with you.
No, I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. So
I can't come? Okay, I'll wait here then.
Don't worry, Lady Marta. I shall accompany Emil inside.
Uh-oh. Oh dear. Let's save in case this goes incredibly bad.
Right. Now the Balacroft tombstone to complete the deal.
I know. You'll give up the spiritual tome then?
Of course.
Richter!
Emil?
What's the spiritual tome? Does it have anything to do with Ratatosk?
Not directly.
So they are related somehow?
Why should I explain this to you?
Because you matter to me. Richter, why are you in the Vanguard? You're so nice to me, except when it comes to Ratatosk's core.
Oh my goodness. I slapped a freaking salad bowl across the room. I just whacked it.
Please, tell me!
No.
Then I'm going with you.
No.
If your plan has anything to do with killing Ratatosk, I have to stop you.
Is Marta here with you?
I won't let you kill her!
All right. I'll let you assist me. But if I so much as glimpse her in the corner of my eye, she's as good as dead.
What do you want me to do?
Come to Asgard. I'll explain things there. Now go. Or I'll head outside now and kill Marta.
Right. Thank you.
say we go to Asgard? We are so far off the beaten path.
You're back. What's the surprise?
Well, we sort of have to go to Asgard, you see, but...
What? Why?
Lady Marta, I believe Emil is thinking about doing something for you. Please give him your support.
Why are you helping with this line?
Well, I guess we can. But promise you'll explain all of this.
Sure. Thanks, Tenebrae.
To be honest, I'm not comfortable with this, but it wouldn't hurt to know what Richter is up to.
What are you two whispering about over there?
Mind your business.
Nothing.
Okay, I imagine they will not be staying in my party extremely long, but... To Asgard.
Oh, what great timing. I have a favor to ask of you, Marta.
A favor from me?
You see, we've been planning to hold a festival here to revive tourism. We've been wondering if you might perform the maiden ritual as part of the festivities. Please come to my house. I'll be happy to fully explain things there.
Oh, goodbye.
Richter told me what's going on. I'll keep Marta busy while you're out with him. Please head to the inn.
Hold on. Emil, what are you going to do?
This works out perfectly since I've got some errands to run. I'll just meet up with you afterwards at the mayor's house.
You're keeping a lot of secrets from me lately.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Marta.
You should probably find something to make it up to her.
Yeah.
The inn is upstairs.
What am I gonna do?
Are you referring to meeting Lady Marta in Asgard?
You make it sound so simple. I just know she's gonna chew me out as soon as she sees me.
I can see who wears the pants in this relationship.
This isn't a laughing matter. I'm so screwed.
There you are. Hello?
There you are.
So where do we go first?
There's a researcher named Liner here, who's an expert on the Balacroft Mausoleum. We'll see him first.
I know Liner.
Is that so? Then lead the way.
About Marta.
I made arrangements with the mayor. So long as she doesn't run into me, I won't kill her. At least for now.
Thank you. I knew you were a nice person.
Don't misunderstand. I still plan on taking Ratatosk's core from her. And when I do, she will die. Don't forget that.
Oh my goodness. I have no idea who the person is that we're talking about. I have already forgotten. Linar? Don't know them.
Yes? What do you want?
Nothing.
Then what are you staring at me for?
I was just thinking. We haven't traveled together like this for a while.
So?
I mean, never mind.
The romance between Emil and Richter is far more compelling than the one with, Marta. This is the only other house of any kind of relevance.
Hey, Emil. And who's this with you?
This is Richter. We'd like to go to the Balacroft Mausoleum.
I thought it was destroyed when the giant tree went out of control.
Yes, the entrance is completely blocked off.
Damn it. Now what?
Actually, maybe we could get to the Balacroft Mausoleum from the altar under the stone dais.
What do you mean?
Well...
It's worth a try. Come on, Emil.
Hey, Emil. About that guy.
You mean Richter? He can be a bit curt, but he's a good person.
He wants to kill the girl that travels.
You mean
really
you don't
badly.
know? Oh, right. Humans can't tell.
Oh, he's a half-elf?
Sorry, forget I said anything. Be careful out there.
All right.
He's a half-elf. Of course he is. Let's go to the underground ruins below the stone dice. Oh, that's right. I was so distracted by how they are making another antagonist character a half-elf.
Can we get in without Marta?
Yes, Master Richter? You called?
It seems there's an entrance to a Centurion altar here. Can you open the way?
The seal has already been broken once? Then it's quite simple.
Whoa.
It's nothing special. I could have done this.
What? Spiteful Tenebrae, you're here too? Ah, this is awful. I feel gloomy and depressed already. Master Richter, if you'll excuse me.
My. Only the Centurion of Water could be such a wet blanket.
Come on, you're both Centurions, right? You should be friends.
Leave them be. Let's go.
Okay.
Everything here should just melt, right? Could I finally get a dinosaur? I would really love a dinosaur.
Weak. Let's get this done.
Oh my goodness.
That's it?
Don't take too much time.
Who are you talking to? That's it?
I'm sure I will need this. Oh, surely it wouldn't make me do all this again.
Weak. Let's get this done.
That's it?
Weak. Let's get this done.
fuck up this puzzle.
Weak. Let's get this done.
Oh, there will be no getting
That was easy. Weak. Let's get this done. Torrent. Good job. Oh, violent torrent. Good job.
I love my big dog. I wonder if he evolves anymore after this. This feels pretty Final Formish to me. Surely I wasn't wrong. Alright, let me see. Let me see. Head to Edge just has... Oh, I did go. It wants me to go a different way from before.
Don't take too much time.
Who are you talking to?
Negative!
There we go.
Hold on.
Hmm?
Something seems out of place here. Let's investigate.
Out of place? I don't see anything odd.
Really? Oh, I suppose you wouldn't.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. That was my mistake.
Huh? Oh, okay. What was that about? Richter seemed a little sad just now. Whew.
Emil, don't touch the walls!
Huh?
These ancient ruins are often rigged with booby traps. Just pay attention and don't do anything stupid.
I'm sorry. I really am sorry.
I heard you the first time.
I'm sorry. You really seem to know a lot about these ruins. Are you an archaeologist or something like that?
I believe I told you I was in the Vanguard.
Oh yeah, right.
A long time ago, I did some work involving ruins. That's why I know what I know. That's all.
Thank you.
What?
I'm just happy you answered one of my questions.
It must have just slipped out.
I'd love to hear more about...
I have nothing else to say.
Oh, okay.
This is 3, 4, 2, 1. 3, 4, 2, 1. Excuse me. Second set of bells was down here, right? 3, 4, 2, 1.
Don't take too much time.
Who are you talking to? Rush!
Damn it. Not bad.
There we go.
Master Richter! I knew you'd do it. Isn't this the Balacroft Mausoleum?
Wow, we did it! Why are you staring at me? Is there something on my face?
No, I'm sorry. It's nothing.
Did I do something wrong?
No, it's not you. It's just...
Aqua, what would be achieved by telling him?
I know! Geez, Tenebrae, you're such a pain!
Surely they're not gonna rehash.
Tenebrae, is there something you're not telling me?
Ah, well, you see...
You look like a friend of mine. That's all.
Okay.
What?
Just forget about it. Let's get moving. We have to find the Balacroft tombstone as soon as possible.
I was gonna say, I'm like, if they rehash the same plot and make me Richter's kid, make Emil Richter's kid, I will absolutely lose my mind. But it doesn't look like that's how this is gonna go. I hope not, anyway. That was a good plot twist. I wanna fight this.
Let's finish them quickly.
Okay, I don't need to get this. But that might save
Won't work! Phoenix Rush!
Oh, healing power.
Phoenix Rush!
Heal.
Doggy!
Ha! Enduring summer. Move. Mortal
Phoenix
Rush.
Move!
Not bad.
You too.
Keep it up, and don't get in my way.
That's my line.
Doggy will be fine. Oh no, this is exactly like the other one. Yes, same everything. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, is there no running across these? Nope. Okay. Asked and answered. You put in the other one. So.
Pests.
Oh my god,
I'll
that's
finish
so
them.
many bears.
Oh, healing power. Oh, healing power.
Too late.
Use your power!
Oh, healing power.
It's over!
Not good.
Extremely not good. I might actually die.
Oh, healing power. Damn it! Damn!
Well, I definitely tried to heal myself.
I was careless.
You're wasting my time.
You're slow. Phoenix Rush! Won't work.
Oh, healing power.
No, he's
Healing power.
Die!
Good job. Oh, healing power.
It's over.
Oh, healing power.
I'm not gonna lose here.
Oh, healing power.
Damn it.
Oh, healing power.
Oh, he can't do it. He's being slapped.
Oh, healing power.
Phoenix Rush! Won't work! Won't work!
Oh my god.
Won't work!
Okay.
Damn it! Phoenix Rush!
Woof.
That was pathetic.
Shut up. These things happen.
Serves you right.
Alright. I no. No, I cannot. So these were... They will only go up when I get close to them, right? Okay, yeah. It's weird, but... If these things are really... If you really can't get time you're running through... Oh! You have to cross them. And it's all about timing. That seems like utter nonsense. After what I've experienced with these spikes. Sheesh, just... I am not any speed to fight. Can you be chill?
Say your prayers. Oh, healing power. Is that your best?
Stop nagging!
Oh, healing power.
Won't work!
Oh, oh healing power.
Won't work!
Oh, healing power. Too easy. Oh, healing power.
Phoenix Rush!
Oh, healing power. Oh, healing power. Heal. Oh, healing power.
Finally got a Mila, boy!
Phoenix Rush!
Oh my
Oh,
god.
healing power. Heal. Twisted sword. Phoenix Rush. Open wide.
Damn it!
Negative gate.
Phoenix Rush!
There we go, back up.
That was too easy.
It's like if we die here, I'll just... That will be fine. Because we have to run through these traps.
Numbers are nothing.
They're
Why
still
are there
weak.
so many ends?
too easy.
Okay. Well, I got too close to that apparently. Stupid.
Looks like your fighting skills have come a long way.
You taught me everything I know.
That was only when we first met.
But that was enough for me to learn the basics of battle. I consider you my mentor.
Would you say the same when I kill Marta?
Well...
Don't grow too fond of me. I'm your enemy.
Right.
Look at this bird.
Don't take too much time.
Who are you talking to?
Desperately.
Oh, healing power. Heal.
Phoenix Rush!
Too easy. Oh, healing power. Oh, healing power.
Won't work.
Heal. Oh, healing power.
Word, please, bird. Damn. Mushroom fucked it up. I actually think I need one of these now. Actually, I don't think I need to. I think the little bird might become that big bird. So I probably won't be. Probably let that one slide. Hello, mushroom.
Let's finish them quickly. Is that your best?
Stop nagging! Phoenix Rush!
Oh, healing power. Heal. Die. Good job. Oh, healing power.
Phoenix Rush!
Die. Good job.
Savage Reaper!
Move!
That was too easy.
Probably need whatever's down there.
Weak. Let's get this done.
Scorpions.
Heal.
Won't work. Won't work.
Healing power.
Won't work.
Move.
Phoenix Rush! Won't work.
Yeah, I thought so. I think I know the puzzle that's coming up. It was super not obnoxious in the regular version. Oh my god, these stupid fans. Oh shit. These are definitely not the puzzles from before. There was no way that it was just like do them all on the same red, green, yellow, white card. There's no way. Seal of the Blue Wind Princess is broken. Huh. Is my party worth swapping around? Dog's back to... Oh man, this didn't heal us actually. Okay. We need all of them. Hopefully this will go well.
Mortal
Not
it
good.
Didn't go well. Richter,
You're wasting my time.
You're slow.
Oh, healing power. Oh, healing power. Thanks. You're wasting my time.
You're slow.
Oh, healing bandit.
Wow.
You're wasting my time.
You're slow.
Oh, healing power.
Won't work.
We're all dead. Wowzers. What was that? Oh, the instructions here tell me, do not approach the Phoenix on the seal unless you are of significantly high level, or you will trigger an inescapable battle. Understood. I won't approach the Phoenix. Got it. So that was unwinnable. I would say. Then what the hell am I supposed to do?
Defeat them.
Oh,
healing power. Phoenix Rush. First aid. Phoenix Rush! Die! No healing power. Move!
That's your best?
Stop nagging!
Phoenix die!
Good job.
This has gotten unmistakably rough, though. Oh, and I'm not sure if it's because Rivers is not.
Thanks.
Mortal Spring! Enduring Summer! Phoenix Rush!
That was too easy.
Broski, what are we looking for up here? This is so weird. Oh. Well, there's no monsters here. This would be exceptionally tedious. I see. Battle?
That looks like the Balacroft tombstone.
That piece of rock is the tombstone?
Look out!
Richter?
Be careful!
I'm sorry.
Let's get rid of this pest first.
They're so cute.
Move!
Oh, healing power.
Heal!
Oh, healing power.
Heal!
Oh, healing power.
Move!
First aid. Oh, hit damage.
Oh no!
Seventh Reaper! Move!
too easy.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Ancient structures like this often have numerous magical traps. If you approach without carefully checking the area first, you could wind up dead.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't looking for an apology.
Master Richter was warning you so you wouldn't be injured or worse. And if you apologize after everything, your apologies become meaningless.
Oh.
Aqua, that's enough.
But...
No one likes a chatterbox, Aqua.
Ugh, this is why I hate you. Just disappear into the shadows and never come back, you jerk.
Feels like we helped Richter do something we shouldn't have.
All right. Marta must be waiting for us. Let's head back to Asgard.
Right. Time to face the music.
On second thought, I'm not in such a hurry to get back.
I don't think there's anything on that side, but let's take a look. Should have made it convenient for myself to get all the way over there. Oh, I see. I don't know how I failed to understand what was happening, but I did. Why did I do it that way? I'm so dumb. Oh. Boots. It was just for boots. I must not be seeing in regards to something. That's better. Ugh, let's get out of here. There's no way for me to go.
Say your prayers.
Won't work! Enduring summer! Savagery! Enduring spring!
It's over!
Healing power!
Not bad.
You too.
Keep...
Don't take too much time.
Who are you talking to?
Mortal Summer!
Phoenix, die!
Mortal Summer! Enduring
Good job.
Savage Reaper!
That was easy.
Where was Arby coming from? Whoa, I forgot that was happening. I just walked through it. I'm gonna get slapped.
Defeat them! Oh, healing power!
Phoenix Rush!
Ready? Too easy. Oh, healing power!
Damn it!
Oh, healing power!
Not good.
Oh, healing power! Move!
Richter.
Heal!
It's like, just kill the thing. You can do it.
Too easy. Mortal Summer! Phoenix Rush! Oh, healing power!
Phoenix Rush!
Heal!
Don't just use arts!
It's necessary.
First aid.
Oh, healing power.
First aid. Phoenix Rush!
I was too late.
Use your power!
Phoenix Rush!
They just keep. That's what's actually getting me.
Thanks.
It's over!
Oh, healing power.
Damn it! Damn!
Oh, there's so many left alive. I didn't realize the situation was actually that dire.
It's careless.
You're wasting my time.
You're slow! Big die!
No wonder the healing concept is really good.
Heal. Endurance breaking on.
Not bad.
Move! Phoenix Rush!
It's over!
Move! Phoenix Rush!
Oh, healing power.
First aid. Move!
Won't work! Dual death!
Mortal Summer! Phoenix Rush!
Won't work! Dual
Think
death!
before you use arts.
Shut up!
Oh, healing power.
Savage Reaper!
Oh, healing power.
How have you not been doing any damage to me?
Won't work! Don't just use arts!
It's necessary.
Move!
Savage Reaper! Savage Reaper!
Oof.
At least make it challenging.
I don't want you. I think I have a green one, which will become the blue one. Can't wait to not succeed with organizing this thing. That was extremely rough. Please, no more. Mercy.
Weak. Let's get this done.
Die! Die! Heal! Don't just use arts! That's it?
We're done.
What will you do now?
I'll give the Balacroft tombstone to Khotin.
In exchange for the spiritual tome?
Correct. All right, I think you've had enough fun. Time for you to go back to Marta.
See you, Emil.
Wait, what's the spiritual tome? Why do you need it?
The spiritual tome is a book on the Church of Martel. It was lost from the Academic Resources building in Sybac. I'm recovering it for personal reasons, that's all.
But it's important enough that you're willing to ignore Marta to get it?
I could not have gotten the Balacroft tombstone if not for you. Thank you, Emil. I appreciate your help.
It was nothing, but what about...
This is the Balacroft bracelet. Give it to Marta.
It won't poison her or anything, will it?
If you're worried, feel free to examine it. I simply thought you might satisfy Marta's curiosity by telling her you went to the Balacroft mausoleum to get this for her.
Just lie.
Master Richter is working for a man named Norton in Cyback's Academic Resources Building.
So it doesn't have anything to do with Ratatosk?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Aqua, what are you doing?
Coming! If you want to help Master Richter, come to Triet.
Emil is not going to Triet.
No one's talking to you, Tenna Bonehead. Don't forget, it's Triet.
I must advise against this. Let's forget about Richter and continue our journey with Lady Marta.
Yeah. I wonder why Richter won't explain anything to me.
Yeah, collect Marta, I imagine. Ooh, that was tough. If you can just start the next part of that quest, I will probably not do that. It's gonna be hard.
Marta, I'm back.
Finally? What took you so long? You took forever coming back, so I had to do all the festival planning myself. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well,
Lady Marta, Emil went to the Balacroft Mausoleum to get a gift for you.
Yeah, that's right. See, here it is.
A present for me?
I wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me.
You big dummy! You should have just said so in the first place. But I love it. I love you, Emil.
I feel kind of bad lying to her.
Yeah, this is a big lie. That's a big lie you're telling. Okay, so we have our party back. We should feed all the monsters. I will head back to the main city, and then I will do those side quests on my off time before tomorrow's stream, so that should help us, but we're a bit weaker in the levels. So we are definitely, having done that side quest, we are definitely hurting. What do you like? Rice ball. You're not a big fan anymore. We still have grill. The grill is just okay.
What are you reading, Genus?
There's lots of strange equations.
Well, with all this searching for Lloyd and the Centurions, I've really gotten behind on my studies.
You mean you study this stuff on your own time?
Why not? It's fun. You should try it.
Which reminds me, this little trip must be quite the vacation from school for the two of you.
Yes, but if it means saving the world, we can put off school for a while, right?
No, I'm afraid that won't do. I am a teacher after all. I'll see to your studies.
What?
I will see to your studies.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't feel like these two go to school at all. I need suck extremely badly. We don't have a lot of money. Is there a food shop? Excellent. I'm really hurting for this too. Completely out of meat. Oh, not completely. I had some scraps. Full on carrots. There we go. A slow walk back to I can't believe it just actually makes you walk after watch this. I'm shocked. Alright, save points here. And that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the rain earlier. It was very, very sweet. I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST with more Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of a New World. I actually don't know how far into this game we are. It feels not very. Let me see. But I can figure it out. I am trying to decide if we want to switch, do a Tales game and then a Xenoblade game. So I have to do all the Xenoblades before September. So, difficult to say. How many chapters? How many chapters? 8. Oh, so we're like halfish. Technically 9. 9 if you beat the game. Okay. So we're halfish way through. That's not too bad. So yeah, I'm trying to decide if we will do Races next or Xenoblade Chronicles 1. But decisions to be made at a slightly later date. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have a very, very lovely afternoon, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.
Hey, Emil, I think we're pretty strong now.
Yeah, I think I figured out a fighting style that suits me, but I've still got a lot to learn.
I guess once you think you're the best, that's when you stop improving. But you're only going to get stronger. I'm sure of it.
You too.
Yeah, so let's get to it.